So this Candida thing actually drives me nuts. It's the most common question I've asked, and it's pretty easy to sort out. But the advice people are given is so confusing. And if you understand how your body works, it's pretty easy to deal with. Everybody has Candida living in their bodies. It's a natural symbiotic bacteria. It lives in the body, or fungus. They're funguses and bacteria that live together symbiotically. That means they're friendly and they kind of work together in the body. And a study done in the 1960s already showed that it was at Dr. Chu and Theus, showed that not only does everybody have it, 100% of the people they tested all had Candida in their bodies, and every single one of them were in perfect health. It's only when Candida gets out of balance and it grows too fast and there's too much of it that we develop this problem. So poor old Candida gets blamed all the time, but it's actually part of our symbiotic friendly bacteria and funguses that belong inside our bodies. So I'm going to give you some steps on what to do to help you actually get rid of this problem and get those Candida subdued and get them back to the levels they should be at. What are the true symptoms of Candida? The true real symptoms of Candida is that you just have this continual bloating problem that goes on in your stomach, and that you usually in your digestive tract. It's bloating, it's uncomfortable. Many people actually say that they're just bloated whether they eat or not. It won't go away. Now, your bloating could be from all kinds of other things. You're mixing foods that don't digest comfortably together, and once you've sorted that out, then you shouldn't have any of these problems. So the most prolific of these yeasts that are found in our body is Candida albicans. When it overgrows and gets out of balance, it really hangs out not only in your gastrointestinal tract, but in the urinary tract and in the genital area as well. And very often we get discharges. So a lot of women get these discharges. They say it looks like cottage cheese and they think it's Candida, and they very often self-diagnose. You need to go and get a proper diagnosis if you think it's Candida. The reality of it is the most common cause of vaginal discharges and mucus discharges anywhere in the body, whether it's up here or down there, is from dairy products. So don't go saying you've got Candida while you still have dairy products. And one of the sad things is people are told to consume yogurt to get rid of Candida, and I've never yet seen them get rid of Candida, because you can't. You're just going to keep producing this excess mucus. You're going to irritate not only the digestive tract, the gastrointestinal tract. You're going to irritate and cause inflammation in the uterus and the genital area, and then you'll end up with this horrible discharge. So get the dairy out. So what causes the Candida? That's the big problem. Everybody's like, what causes this? How does this Candida get out of hand and start multiplying and growing all over the place? The number one cause of Candida overgrowth is antibiotics in medicinal form. That's the number one cause. We have overused and abused antibiotics, and I've found without fail anybody who has a real Candida problem has been on antibiotics very often for years, from childhood, with tonsillitis, ear infections, any kind of infection, bladder infections, right throughout their life. At least once a year they've been on antibiotics. Some people can just go 3 times in a row over a 6-month period and the Candida flares up, because antibiotics upset your friendly bacteria. They destroy a lot of the bacteria. Anti means against. Biotic is life. That's what antibiotics do. They come in and they kill good and bad bacteria. And because you killed the good bacteria, they can't keep the yeast and funguses in our body under control. So they start proliferating and growing and getting out of control. So it's only an indication that your friendly bacteria are out of balance. You've got to get them back into balance, and then the Candida or any other fungus will calm down and your body will be back into balance. Very important that we get back to balance or homeostasis. Number 2 is eating refined carbohydrates and sugar. If we're consuming white bread and white cakes and candy and donuts all day long, even once a week can do it to some people. Our bodies were never designed to take in refined carbohydrates or processed foods. These over-processed foods, foods that you can't even recognize. You don't even know what they originally were made from. You have no idea. They've got bright colors. I'm shocked at how people put these red and bright blue and bright yellow and bright green things. They don't even know what's in them. They don't even read the ingredients. If it's going to be bright yellow, then let it be a bright yellow pepper. It's going to be bright red, an apple, or maybe a red pepper or a beet. Natural colors from natural plant foods don't cause these problems. So when we're putting refined and processed foods into our bodies, it causes our friendly bacteria to get out of balance, and that you get the overgrowth of the Candida. Number 3 contributing factor to Candida overgrowth is using the contraceptive pill. There are other natural ways to deal with contraception, like the Billings method, for example. There's lots of other things that are more convenient that you could use. You just need to find out about it. In my book, Healthy Kids, I've got a whole list of all the potential things. There's a cute little computer that you just flip it up and stick the little thermometer under your tongue, and it tells you you're fertile or infertile on that day. Number 4 cause of Candida overgrowth is sterilizing your digestive tract. Now, who would want to sterilize their digestive tract? Every time we drink water from a tap, it contains chlorine in it, unless you've got a water filter in place. Normal municipal tap water contains chlorine. Chlorine is a sterilizing agent. It's put into the water to kill the bacteria. It goes into your digestive tract and kills your friendly bacteria. They're out of balance, and now Candida can grow. There are other ways we sterilize our digestive tract. When we mix proteins and carbohydrates, or fruits, for example, like really acid fruits like pineapples with sweet fruits like banana, it results in fermentation in the digestive tract because they need different pH values in your stomach to digest. It's simple physiology. And you can't have 2 separate pH values in one stomach at the same time. So it ferments and we produce alcohol. Guess what? Alcohol is a sterilizing agent. We know that. Everybody sprayed it on their hands to sterilize their hands when we were during lockdown. It's a sterilizing agent. So whether you're making it in your stomach or whether you're drinking it in a glass and saying cheers, you're taking in a sterilizing agent that is sterilizing your digestive tract and throwing out your whole bacterial balance. Your gut biome is out of balance. It doesn't only cause the funguses to grow, it can cause all kinds of other neural problems as well. And the 5th basically is anything that upsets your neuroendocrine system. Your endocrine system is the system that controls your immune system. Things like caffeine. Every street corner has a coffee shop in it. Every time you walk past, you're having coffee. You could be eating chocolate. I don't care whether it's organic or whether it's raw cacao. Caffeine can cause problems with your immune system. When your immune system's out of balance, it cannot keep Candida in check. You have to keep your immune system in check. So before I tell you what exactly you can do to get rid of Candida, I just need to make it clear that there are a lot of people who are just labeled with a Candida problem when they're suffering from hyperglycemia, if they've got migraines, mental illness, heart disease, pains in their leg, pains in their big toe, heavy menstrual bleeding, just anything. It's just like anything that can't be sorted out. Very often people get labeled as definitely Candida. And very often all we need to do is correct our lifestyle. I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. And if you follow those steps and it doesn't sort out your Candida problem, then you probably do have Candida. But the important thing is to create an environment in which your body can heal itself. And so once you do that, it doesn't matter whether it is a Candida problem or it's not a Candida problem. Your body will repair itself and you will find your health starts to improve and all these weird things that you had start to go away, and you may find you never had a Candida problem in the first place. Or even if you did, your body's repaired it and you're now in balance again. What can you do to get rid of Candida? Number 1, I would recommend you follow the 5 basic steps, which I've covered in another video from my book, The Natural Way. And once you've got those in place, you'll be not mixing proteins and starches, your food won't be fermenting, and your immune system will have all the nutrients it needs to function efficiently. And your body will have the energy it needs to repair your body. Number 2 is make sure that your intestinal bacteria are in balance. The quickest way I know to get it back into balance is to take something called Flora food from a company called AIM. It's the best product I've ever found. The bacteria are perfectly balanced. They're the bacteria found in a healthy human being, and it corrects it the quickest. Number 3, you need to make sure that you have essential fatty acids in your diet. Your best sources is from avocados, nuts and seeds, extra virgin olive oil, for example, but you won't get enough omega-3s there. Do not get them from fish oil. Fish oil contains cholesterol. It's highly processed and heated, and it's become rancid, and it can actually become carcinogenic. You need a flax oil that's been extracted and packaged in a nitrogen flushed environment that is balanced with a couple of other oils. The best one I've ever found that works the best is one called Omega. Number 4, you might find you need to take a good digestive enzyme. The best I've found is called Prepzymes. Number 5 is to make sure that you're getting enough fresh fruits and vegetables. And this is where a lot of people have problems. They're told not to eat fruit because fruit contains sugar and it's going to feed the Candida. And that is nonsense, okay? Natural glucose found in fresh fruit does not feed Candida. However, if you mix Acid fruit like pineapples, or sweet fruit like bananas, or dried fruit, for example, is going to ferment in your stomach, and fermentation causes alcohol to be formed in your stomach. Now that will feed Candida. The issue is not the fruit. The fact is that we dump it on top of a meal at the end of a meal and wonder why we've got digestive problems. You cannot put fruit on top of a cooked meal. Fruit needs to be eaten properly combined on an empty stomach. And if you do that, you're going to get loads of antioxidants, loads of phytonutrients that are going to help your immune system function properly. You need the glucose for your central nervous system to function properly. And your best source of glucose, the cleanest source of glucose, is from fresh, in-season, locally grown fruit. Number 6, stay away from antibiotics if you can. And if you are taking them, make sure you're taking a probiotic with it, like Flora food. But try and stay away from it. Remember, anti means against, and biotic is life. You're going to upset your friendly bacteria, which is going to trigger this Candida problem. You can stay away from antibiotics by living a lifestyle that doesn't result in infections. Eat a whole food, plant-based, mainly raw diet, and you'll find you're unlikely to ever need antibiotics. I found that. Last 45 years, no antibiotics. Really important to keep your immune system properly balanced. Then you won't need medication for infections. Dr. Paul Kuchikov at a clinical chemical research institute in Lausanne in Switzerland found that when we put cooked food directly into our stomachs, white blood cells rush to your stomach and they die, they get damaged. And your white blood cells are a very important part of your immune system. So what they found out is if you put raw fruit or vegetables into your stomach before you eat any cooked food, and that includes bread which has been cooked, it's not hot food, it's anything that's been cooked, you stop the mass destruction of white blood cells. So you find your immune system starts functioning more efficiently. Number 7, you need something that feeds your friendly bacteria. And one of the best things to do that is aloe vera drinking gel. The juice from the aloe, but it mustn't have preservatives in it. It's got to be pure. The purest one I know that works the best is from Forever Living. It's 99.7% pure aloe vera gel, and it works. Number 8, you need to exercise. Why? Because exercise balances at least 16 different hormones in the body, especially when it's done outside in natural light. So exercise outdoor in natural light helps your immune system function optimally, and that keeps your friendly bacteria healthy and keeps Candida in check. Many people with Candida are too tired to exercise, not realizing that when you exercise, your body actually creates more energy. It makes you more energetic. Number 10, avoid alcohol because it sterilizes your digestive tract in any form. If you want to get rid of it, avoid alcohol. Whether it's made in your stomach when you eat badly or when you are drinking a glass of wine, avoid it. If all else fails, if everything else fails, what I found works is you go onto a raw food diet, fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, avocados, as much as you like for a 6-week period, properly combined. Then you do a 3 to 7 day fast where you eat nothing and drink only water and rest. And then you follow that with another 2 to 3 weeks on entirely raw food. And I've seen that every single time sort this out. During that time, I would take a friendly bacteria, that Flora food, make sure you're taking it. And I would take the essential fatty acids with that. You don't need digestive enzymes or anything else, but that works every single time.